Hello students and hello everyone. This is Teacher Angel and welcome back to our accounting online video lessons. For today, I'm going to demonstrate to you how to compute the present value factors, particularly the present value of one factor and the present value of ordinary annuity of one factor using scientific and ordinary calculator. So let's begin. So here are the formulas to compute the present value of one factor and the present value of ordinary annuity of one factor. For the present value of one factor, you can use either this first formula or this second formula. So we have 1 divided by 1 plus I to the power of n, where I is your interest rate and n is the number of periods. We have to take note that the number of periods here does not necessarily correspond to the number of years. For example, if the term of the transaction is 2 years, okay, and then the interest is paid semi-annually, then how many periods are there? So since every year there are 2 semi-annuals, there are 2 6 months in 1 year, 2 semi-annuals in a year, and we have 2 years in its terms, so times 2. Therefore, there are total of 4 periods. How about if it is 3 years and the period is quarterly? So how many quarters are there in a year? So there are 4 quarters per year. Then multiply by 3 years. So therefore, the total number of periods is 12 periods. Again, it's not necessary that the periods referred to is the number of years, because sometimes in the problem, the period is not yearly, but it could be quarterly, it could be monthly, it could be semi-annually. Therefore, if it is monthly, then there are 12 months a year and multiply it by the number of years. Okay? Another formula you can use for the present value of 1 is 1 plus I to the power of negative n. Then for the present value of ordinary annuity of 1, the formula is 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of negative n divided by I. As you can see, one component of the numerator for the present value of ordinary annuity is the present value factor. So 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of negative n divided by I. Okay. Let's try to substitute the numbers here for each of the case to the formulas. Okay, for the present value factor, okay, for case 1, so that would be, let's use this second formula. So that's 1 plus 0.02, that's 2% to the power of negative 4. Okay, for the second case, that's 1 plus 0.03 to the power of negative 10. And for the third one, we have 1 plus 0.04 to the power of negative 15. Now let's substitute for the present value of ordinary annuity factor. Okay, so you have 1 minus 1 plus 0.02 to the power of negative 4 divided by 0.02. Then you have 1 minus 1 plus 0.03 to the power of negative 10 divided by 0.03. And for the last one, we have 1 minus 1.04 to the power of negative 15 to the power of 0.04. Okay, so that's how we're going to substitute the numbers to the formula. And then you can perform the operations. All right. Now let's proceed to the calculation of the present value factors when using calculators. We have the scientific and we have the ordinary calculators. So let us first compute using the scientific calculator. So for my demonstration, the calculator that I'm going to use is the scientific calculator in my laptop. All right. So first is we will follow the formula for the present value factor and the present value of ordinary annuity. So we have here the columns for the factors. They're already given here. We have taken these numbers from the present value table. And we're going to verify, okay, or we're going to check if our procedure is correct, if the answer from our computation is the same with the factors that are presented here. Okay, let's start with the use of a scientific calculator. Now, kindly get your calculators ready, okay, and we will start our calculation. Okay, for your case A, so you have the following 2% interest rate, 4 periods, and you have the following factors. Now, let's apply the formula. Okay, open parenthesis, then 1 plus, okay, the interest rate 0.02, okay, close parenthesis, and then find this button in your calculator, okay, or they have this caret, okay, and this symbol. If you can see this symbol in your calculator, you can also use that. You can press that one, and then press the plus negative sign in your calculator if you have that. For this calculator, laptop calculator, it needs to press first the number before the plus and minus sign to make the exponent negative. So I will press first the exponent, okay, which is 4, and then press plus negative. Again, for your calculator, for your scientific calculator, you need to press first the plus negative sign so that your exponent would be negative 4. Or it depends on the type of scientific calculator that you have. Basta you have to take note that the exponent here should be negative. And then press equals. Okay, as you can see here, our result is 0.9238, which is the same with the answer in our table. Okay. Now let's proceed to the next calculation. Okay, we are going to solve for the present value of ordinary annuity of 1 factor. So we'll just continue with the formula for the present value of ordinary annuity. Okay, since we cannot see the formula here, so I will rewrite it. So 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of negative n all over our interest. Okay, now let's continue. So since we already have our PDF here, which is 0.9238, we're going to perform the remaining operations. So instead of 1 minus 0.923845, what we're going to do is we're going to deduct it by 1. Okay? And as a result of this operation, the answer would be negative because nahuli yung 1. Okay? So, supposed to be 1 minus the 0.9238. So, just go on with the computations. The next is divide it by the interest rate, which is 0.02, and then equals. So, you will get negative 3.8077, which is the same factor here. Get the absolute amount, meaning we have to ignore the negative sign. Okay, again, let's try it again. Okay, so we have 1 plus 0.02, okay, to the power of, okay, equals to the power of negative 4, okay, equals 0.9238 minus 1 divided by 0.02 equals, sorry, okay, again, 1.02, okay, instead of adding 1 plus 0.02, you can immediately input 1.02 to the power of negative 4, okay, equals 0.9238 minus 1 equals divided by 0.02. You will get negative 3.8077. Again, remember to get the absolute amount. So we need 3.8077. Remember that the present value factors should be positive. Now let's try case B. So we have 1.03, okay? 1.03, that's 1 plus 3%, okay? To the power of negative 10. Okay, again, in my calculator, I need to input first the number before the negative sign. But in your calculator, I think you need to input first the negative sign before the number. Then equals. You will get 0.74409. Same with this one. So therefore, the calculation is correct. Minus 1 equals divided by 0.03 because that is our interest here. Okay, then equals, you will get negative 8.5302. Again, ignore the negative sign, use the absolute amount, so that's 8.5302. Now let's go to case C. Let's do it faster this time. So 1.04 to the power of negative 15, okay, equals, you will get 0.553 or 0.5526. So that is correct. Next is minus 1 equals divided by 0.04. You will get negative 11.118387, or get the absolute amount, you will get 11.11838. All right, so we're done with the computation using the scientific calculator. Now let's use the ordinary or the regular calculator. So here are the steps on how to compute the present value factors using the ordinary calculator. So here we have to press first for case A. Let's try. Press 1. Okay, that's constant. Plus the interest rate. This is 0.02 for 2%. 0.02. Then that's your interest rate. Then equals. That's 1.02. Then press the division sign twice. Divide, divide, equals. What will appear on the display is 1. And then we're going to press the equal sign equivalent to the number of periods. For the first case, that's 4. So press the equal sign 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. You will get 0.9238, which is the present value factor. Continue. Deduct it by 1. Then equals. Then divide by the interest rate, which is 0.02, then equals. you will get negative 3.8077. Again, we will use the absolute amount and that is our present value of ordinary annuity factor. That's 3.8077. So that is for case 1. Let's try case B. 1 plus the interest rate 0.03 equals, then divide equals, then press the equal sign according to the number of periods. That's 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you will get 0.74409 rounded off. That's 0.7441. Continue to get the present value of ordinary annuity minus 1 equals, then divide by the interest rate 0.03, then equals, you will get negative 8.5302. Get the absolute amount, that's your present value of ordinary annuity factor. Okay, let's try with case C. So you have, instead of adding 1 plus interest rate, you can just automatically combine. So instead of 1 plus 0.04, you can input immediately 1.04, then divide equals, 1 will appear, then press the equal sign according to the number of periods. That's 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You will get 0.5526 rounded off to 0.5553. Then minus 1, step 4, then equals, then divide by 0.04, you will get 11.11838 negative. Again, get the absolute amount, that is your present value of ordinary annuity factor. I hope you have learned today how to compute the present value factors using the scientific calculator and the ordinary calculator.
If you like this video, don't forget to click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be updated with the latest video lessons. Thank you for watching.